Hello everyone, Daniel Kerr here. Welcome to the stream on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's been a very
Hello everyone, Daniel Kerr here.
lazy day. Welcome. And pretty much pretty lazy day, and the whole family, we watched church from home, etc., etc. Last time I live streamed, what I did was I got into the community remix for Ken Hiwatt Marshall, right? One of my most respected YouTube personalities and one of my musical idols, because he has done studio work and engineering and mixing, etc., for Skinny Puppy, which is possibly the most influential musical project in my entire life, right? So over the years, I've really loved this guy, and a few times he's had a community remix and a collaboration. So it looks like for the new year he's got one coming up, and I was like, well, this is amazing, I'm gonna get in on this, right? I got in on one before and it was a resounding success. I listen to it all the time now, along with Skinny Puppy, Depeche Mode, right? And probably The Cure as well, and even the band The Choir. A lot of people don't know who they are, but those four basically shared my headspace more than any other music growing up, especially as a teen or young adult, right? What's interesting about this track that he wants us to collaborate on is that rather than reminding me of Skinny Puppy, it reminds me a lot of Depeche Mode, all right? And I'm talking mostly later Depeche Mode, past Violator, right? Songs of Faith and Devotion, there's a lot of good stuff on there, and this reminds me of that. It's got a drive that's similar to Rush or to Walking in My Shoes, right? The last 2 or 3 albums by Depeche Mode, man, I couldn't even stomach them. So I'm not talking about that stuff, although maybe it's reminiscent of that as well, right? Maybe I should give those every time I say maybe I should revisit the old Depeche Mode or the newer Depeche Mode material, I end up super disappointed. Anyway, let's listen to a little bit of Ken's track that he wants us to collaborate on, and I'm on his page here, as you can see, and if you go to more, you can get in here and you can see where you download the stems, etc., right? So let's just watch this. I think he's probably using Logic here, maybe Pro Tools. I forgot to look. Alright, so this is a Pro Tools session. Starts off with some pads. The whole thing is 3 minutes. Let's listen just a little bit. Nice little vocal snip. Specifically, that bass line is a 90s Depeche Mode bass line. Okay, so that's the general gist of what this track sounds like. You should visit this page here on Ken Marshall's YouTube channel, and you should definitely give this whole thing a listen, and go ahead and download the stems and get in on the community remix if you want to be a part of it, right? Last time I was on here, I basically live streamed me opening up his stems for the first time. There was only 3 of them. I expected more. Obviously, here on the screen there are a huge amount of tracks, and I thought, well, maybe we'll get them all, but nope, 3. You got kind of the rhythm drums, you got kind of the music, and the vocal snips. Now, I opened them up. I did a bunch of stuff in Ableton. I glitched a bunch of things out. I took a bunch of of stems of my own. I recorded resampling and did a bunch of stuff, and I collected all those, right? And it was a decent session. Wasn't that great, but it was nice to see my process. I'm sure for some people who everybody uses Ableton or their own DAW, whatever it happens to be, in their own way, right? So it's nice to see somebody else's process. Nonetheless, off camera, last night I spent many hours cracking open what I had done with this remix, and then basically cracking open a brand new session and doing a lot of work in 155.95 BPMs, which this is at, by the way. And it's interesting is before even looking to see if it was Logic or Pro Tools, I should have known it was Pro Tools by that BPM. Anyway, so what I did is I did another complete project that was unrelated to this one, just firing off clips and taking multi-samples, etc. And I did it in A minor and at 155.95 BPMs. And then I cracked open a third session and I mixed everything together and I did some arranging. Now, what we're about to listen to is basically a basic mix down of what I have so far. I have a lot more that I want to add to this, a lot of nuances, a lot of glitching, little minutia, small micro edits and things like that. But on top of that, I want to really add a heavy side chill or ethnic, a lot of Asian and African elements. I'd like to add some ambient interlude, maybe with some piano and some pads. I don't really know exactly how it's going to work, but I'm really embracing this 90s big beat Depeche Mode-esque sound. So you'll hear what that sounds like in a moment. And I'm going to turn the mic off for the most part. Let me check and see if there are any comments. No, there's not. So go ahead and leave a comment or just let me know that you're even here. I love you guys. Oh, as I play this, I think I'm going to play these AI visuals just so that you have something to look at while we're listening. I haven't watched this, so I hope it's appropriate. All right, let's listen. There's that slow middle. Do you hear the Depeche Mode influence? Let me know. So a lot of this doesn't make any sense right now. Seems kind of sparse, but that's just because I have in my brain some ideas. In fact, you're going to see a couple of parts coming up soon where it's just drum beats and just one little clip. We'll have to sit through those for a moment, but there are reasons. This entire next section is just laid down just like this, mostly drum loops or just single samples, but it's just so that I could get these down in the arrangement view. It's not really part of the full mix. In fact, the full mix is going to be a lot shorter than this, probably, but also quite different. Also, I can't see the chat right now, so if you're leaving me any messages or asking questions, just hold on for a second and I'll be able to talk to you or answer them. funny. I've been sitting here rambling on. Anyway, that was my remix for the Ken Hiwatt Marshall Community Remix Project. There's not a lot of people watching right now, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. But when you watch this after the fact, let me know what kind of direction you think that you'd like to see the channel take, as far as what kind of tutorials and things that you'd like me to cover in the near future. And anyway, hope everybody's holidays were amazing, which I always say, and I love you guys. Have a good day.